Call Halal Yumla, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the head apostles of GMS and a salute to the Yakins that are tuning in. I'm the servant of Bar GMS Boston, and coming back with a quick, short, impromptu. Now, as we all aware, there's this Russian and Ukraine crisis going on. We understand prophecy, and there's many prophecies that need to be fulfilled here in the U.S. Before this Third World War can really start. The scriptures say the first war is past, Salaki, the second war is past, and behold, the third war cometh quickly. So by that precept alone, we can infer that, we're not too far from the actual World War III, but it is not yet, we look forward to a new heaven and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness, right? Which is why we get excited when we hear things like this, when we hear what's going on over there. We know that, this is provocation. We know that these rumors of wars was what was prophesied of. All right, but there's still major prophecies that need to be fulfilled, like the mark of the beast, this RFID microchip. All right, the elect being sealed. Which all these things must come to pass in full fruition in order for this Third World War to fully happen, and the Lord, to make his appearance, to come deliver us. I have here an article by CNN, so the latest on Ukraine, what we're covering. Russia President Vladimir Putin announced a military operation in Ukraine early Thursday. Ukraine's Interior Ministry has said Russia's invasion has begun with missile strikes on Kiev, right? Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky introduced martial law across the country on Thursday, urging citizens to remain calm. Earlier, he said he had tried to call Putin on Wednesday, but was unsuccessful. And at the end of the day, man, another point is that Esau Edom, right, which according to the book of Job 9:24, was handed the world, and he has proven to be an unprofitable ruler. This man, Esau Edom, won't be able to keep his power for too long. We understand the Lord's coming back, right, to intervene, but this man, will bring the whole world into extinction because of his greed. Here you got this guy Putin, right, and then you got the West and NATO, and they can't come to terms when it comes to dividing the spoils, man. Because at the end of the day, these are all Edomites. They're all Edomite nations. Esau Edom, the so-called white man, his entire nation are the ones in power, man, including the Russians. They're still Edomites, but they can't come to terms in dividing the spoils. And that's the same shit that happened in World War II. And if you look at the history, you can see that it happened in World War I. You see, so we know that a war is bound. This is uninevitable. It's imminent. All right. But like I said, it's not yet. Matthew 24:6, and ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Why? Because it's got to become a famine. All right. There's got to be Jacob's trouble that needs to come to pass, presuming to the book of Daniel. Okay, the 12th chapter. There's got to be, insurrection, amongst you Babylonians, which was prophesied in the scriptures, man. There's got to be martial law, which is prophesied in the book of 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, where it speaks that you should not be able, you should want to go into a city and not be able to. All right. But, the Lord is marvelous. The Lord is perfect in all his works. So he's doing him. He's doing what he ordained, was preordained. He's setting up the pieces in the right corrective spots. Okay. And this is what's happening, man. But World War III will happen, all right, and we're just in the precipice of it. Now, this is Isaiah 13:17. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. And the modern day Medes, man, are these Russians, man. Now, Putin doesn't give two shits about your the sanctions. He don't give two shits, man, because he's a major exporter of gas. He has a lot of natural gas, even some oil, because the Caucasus Mountains, which is by Russia, Georgia, that's his territory, man. So he got money, right? So now what gold and silver is, what's valuable is gas and natural resources, So Putin don't give two shits, man. Putin is gearing up, and I believe we like from head apostles on down. I'm pretty sure we all believe, according to prophecy, presuming Ezekiel the 38th chapter, where it talks about the land of Gog and Magog, and the Lord putting the hooks, in this man's jaw, and in the land of Gog and Magog jaws, which is in this day, modern day, the modern day king of Gog and Magog will happen to be Putin. This man was set up in place to start this war, man. And every day the Lord is sealing in his mind the instructions, which is also in the scriptures. The Lord seals the instructions of man. So, every day this man Putin, is rising up against America, against the West, which eventually all nations are going to shoot missiles in America. America will be completely destroyed, presuming the book of Revelations, the 18th chapter, and many other scriptures, countless scriptures. Okay. But before all this happens, like I said, there's got to be major prophecies that need to be fulfilled here. Okay. But these Russians, man, they right now, man, they're sick and tired of the West's antics. And this is what we need. We need division, man. We need division. How does the scripture say let me grab that actually. House divided cannot. Every kingdom, so this is Matthew's 12:25. And Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. So Esau's kingdom is being divided, man. All the way talking about America here with the Democrats and the Republicans and everybody's difference of opinions, into the largest scale of things between these nations, these Edomite major nations. The Russians, have always been aparted from, from the West, from NATO, and there's a great division there. And that's a division that it needs to happen in order for this World War to happen, man. So if you don't, hey, man, another thing, all those people that say, World War III won't happen in my lifetime. Well, what do you got to say now? What do you got to say now? Joel 3:10, be your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spear. Let the weak say I'm strong. That's what Russia's doing, man. Russia's have been, put down their peacetime instruments and started with their producing wartime instruments, tanks, all kinds of war, mechanisms, to pretty much bring war. This Vladimir Putin at a point said that prophecy was on his side, and he's right, But we're living in some beautiful times, and I just wanted to chime in on that. Our goal is to seal the hopeful elect. So, if there happens to be somebody that comes across this video in YouTube or whatever that never heard of this truth before, they could be edified and, Lord willing, be part of that hopeful elect, man. The Lord said that, there's more rejoicing over that one sheep that is lost than the 99 sheep, right? That it's already in the fold, because those are already in the fold. So even if it's one member of the elect, man, that's great rejoicing, and it doesn't take much, man. It just takes the Lord to open up your eyes to this truth, man. You might hear some maybe a short clip, or maybe something. A brother read a scripture and breaks it down, and next thing you know, boom, it makes you want to find out more and dig more, and the Spirit will lead you. Next thing you know, you're fully awake, and you could potentially be part of the elect, which we know that, salvation is only for you so-called Negroes, Native Americans, and Latinos. Well, I would say the Israelites, because, the nation of Israel comes in many shapes, in many colors and form. We've been scattered all throughout the world. There's no surprise. You could have a Jake in Russia. You could have a Jake in Vietnam. We're scattered because it goes by the seed and lineage of your father, man. So we're scattered all throughout. We're like a speckled bird, man. So, if you're an Israelite, salvation is for you. And if your spirit resonates with the words that I'm speaking, then you should have faith. And if you do have faith, which I personally only believe real faith only belongs to the Israelites, then most chances are you are an Israelite, man. All right, so this world is coming to a closure, man. Our kingdom is closer than ever. Now we're hearing of wars and rumors of wars, as we read in the book of Matthew, which is beautiful.